Hello everyone, welcome to this video. Today you will hear a simple and interesting story that will help you improve your English. The story is about Novak Djokovic, one of the most famous tennis players in the world. Listen carefully and try to understand the words and meaning. Let's begin. Novak Djokovic is a famous tennis player from Serbia. He was born on May 22nd in Belgrade. Novak started playing tennis when he was a young boy. Over time, he became one of the best tennis players in the world. He has won many big matches and even won an Olympic gold medal. Novak is known not only for his talent, but also for his hard work, kindness, and respect for others. Novak Djokovic was born on May 22nd in Belgrade, the capital city of Serbia. He was a happy boy with a big smile and bright eyes. Novak lived with his mother and father, and they were a very close family. They loved each other very much. Novak's family liked sports a lot. They did not just play for fun, they were serious about it. His parents were both professional skiers. That means they skied for work and were very good at it. Skiing was very important in the Jovic family. It was not just a hobby. It was a way of life. Both his mother and father worked as ski instructors. They taught people how to ski on snowy mountains. Novak spent many days watching his parents on the slopes. He even tried skiing himself. It was fun, and he was good at it. Everyone thought he would become a skier too, just like his parents. But Novak felt something different in his heart. Even though skiing was fun, he didn't feel excited about it. He wanted something else. He didn't know what it was, not yet. One day when he was still very small, Novak saw something on TV. It was a tennis match. Two players were hitting a ball back and forth across a net. They were fast, strong, and smart. Novak's eyes opened wide. His heart beat faster. He felt something new and exciting. He couldn't stop watching. He thought, I want to try this. Novak felt something special when he watched tennis. He liked the way the players moved. He liked the sound of the ball hitting the racket. He liked how fast the game was. He wanted to know more. A short time later, something amazing happened. Novak went with his parents to watch a real tennis match. It was the first time he saw tennis not on a screen, but with his own eyes. He stood near the court and watched very closely. He didn't move. He didn't speak. He just watched with wonder in his eyes. At that moment, a very famous tennis coach was there too. Her name was Jelena Gencic. She saw the small boy standing so still. She saw how focused and serious he was. She smiled and walked over to him. "Hello," she said. "Do you like tennis?" Novak looked at her and said, "Yes, I love it." Jelena was surprised. She saw something special in Novak's eyes. She saw his love for the game. She saw that he had something many children do not have. Real passion. Passion means strong love for something. She asked him, "Do you want to learn to play tennis?" "Yes," said Novak with a big smile. That one word changed his life forever. After meeting Novak, Jelena Gencic, the tennis coach, wanted to know more about him. She talked to his parents. She said, "Your son has something special. He is very focused. He watches the game like a real student. I think he can become a great tennis player." Novak's parents were surprised. They never thought about tennis before. Their lives were all about skiing. They also knew that tennis was expensive. Buying tennis rackets, paying for lessons, and going to tournaments all cost a lot of money. But they looked at their son. They saw the joy in his eyes. They saw how excited he was when he talked about tennis. He was still a small boy, but he already had a dream. They didn't want to stop him. Even though they were not rich, they told Jelena, "Yes, we will help him." They promised to do their best to give Novak a chance to follow his dream. They didn't know how, but they knew they would try. So Novak started to train with Jelena. He was very young, but he took tennis very seriously. Every day he went to the court. He listened to his coach. He held his racket with care. He hit the ball again and again. Yelena was a strict coach, but she was kind too. She wanted Novak to become strong. She taught him how to move his feet, how to hit the ball, how to think on the court. She also taught him to believe in himself. Some days were hard. Novak was tired. Sometimes he made mistakes, but he never gave up. He always came back to practice with energy and a smile. He loved tennis and he loved to learn. Yelena was proud of him. She told his parents, "Your son is special, but becoming a champion will not be easy. He must work very hard. You must make sacrifices." His parents understood. They agreed. They already started to give up many things so Novak could keep training. They didn't buy new clothes. They didn't go out much. All the money went to Novak's lessons, rackets, shoes, and travel. In Serbia, tennis was not a popular sport. It was hard to find good courts. There was little help from the government. In countries like France or Britain, tennis was a big sport with lots of support. But in Serbia, it was different. It was hard. Still, Novak's family did not stop. They loved him. They believed in his dream. His mother, Dijana, sometimes woke up feeling worried. She didn't always know if they had enough money for food, but she stayed strong. His father, Sarjan, worked very hard. He even borrowed money from risky places so Novak could continue training. It was dangerous, but he believed in his son. He thought, one day Novak will become great. Novak saw everything. He saw the worry on his mother's face. He saw the tired eyes of his father. He felt it all in his heart. He thought, I must work hard. I must not waste their love. So Novak trained harder. He ran faster. He listened better. He dreamed bigger. Every day on the court, he said to himself, I will make them proud. Novak kept training every day. He practiced in the morning. He practiced in the evening. He hit hundreds of balls. He ran, jumped, and sweated. His love for tennis grew stronger. His dream to become the best was now very real. After some time, Novak began to play in real matches. These were small tournaments for young players. Novak was nervous but also excited. He wanted to win. He wanted to show what he had learned, and he did. He started to win. He played well. People saw how hard he worked. They saw his energy, his focus, and his spirit. He didn't give up, even when a match was difficult. But something started to go wrong. In many matches, Novak felt tired. Not just normal tired. He felt very weak. His legs felt heavy. His arms felt slow. Sometimes he had trouble breathing. He was still young and healthy, so nobody understood why. At first, Novak thought he just needed to train more. He pushed himself harder. But the problem didn't go away. In long matches, he always lost energy. He couldn't finish strong. His parents were worried. His coach was worried. Novak was scared. He thought, what if I'm not strong enough to become a tennis player? What if something is wrong with me? They went to see doctors. They did many tests. Finally, they found the answer. Novak had something called gluten intolerance. This means that foods with gluten, like bread, pasta, cakes, and some cereals, made Novak feel sick. His body could not digest them properly. They made him weak and tired. It was a big surprise. Novak had eaten bread and pasta all his life. These were normal foods. But now he had to stop. Novak made a big decision. He changed his diet completely. He stopped eating gluten. He started eating healthy foods that gave him clean energy. It was not easy. Many of his favorite meals were gone. But he wanted to feel strong. He wanted to play better. After a few weeks, Novak felt different. He woke up with more energy. His mind was clear. On the court, he moved faster. He could play long matches without feeling weak. He felt like a new person. He said, now I feel like I can breathe again. His tennis improved very quickly. He won more matches. He trained harder and longer. He felt free. He knew now that health was just as important as training. People in the tennis world started to notice him. Bigger coaches saw his name. Older players saw his power. Everyone started to say, "Who is this boy from Serbia?" Novak was proud, but he did not stop. He knew this was just the beginning. Novak was now stronger, faster, and healthier than ever. His new diet gave him energy. His hard work gave him skill. His family's love gave him strength. He was ready for the next step. Novak started to enter bigger tournaments. These tournaments had older and stronger players. Some of them were already famous around the world. The matches were not easy, but Novak was ready to fight. He began to play against the top stars in tennis, names that were known everywhere. He played against Roger Federer from Switzerland and Rafael Nadal from Spain. These players were not just good. They were legends. They had won many Grand Slam titles. They were loved by fans. When they walked into a stadium, the crowd cheered loudly. People waved flags and shouted their names. When Novak played against them, many fans did not cheer for him. Some even booed him. It was hard. He was young and came from a small country. Many people did not know who he was, but Novak stayed strong. He kept calm. He told himself, "I will show them with my game. I will earn their respect." His matches against Federer and Nadal were tough. These players had more experience. They were fast, smart, and strong. Novak had to fight for every point. Sometimes he lost, sometimes he won, but every time he learned something new. He learned how to stay calm when the crowd was loud. He learned how to focus when he was tired. He learned how to respect great players and how to become one. Slowly, things began to change. Novak started to win big matches. He beat strong players. He won trophies. People began to cheer for him. They started to see how hard he worked. They saw a young man who never gave up, a player who respected others, a fighter with a kind heart. Novak was no longer just a boy from Serbia. He was now one of the best tennis players in the world. Novak was now famous. People all over the world knew his name. He won many matches. He won big tournaments. He held shiny trophies in his hands, but he never forgot where he came from. He remembered the small apartment in Serbia. He remembered the days when his family had no money for food. He remembered his parents waking up early and working late. He remembered how they sacrificed everything for him. Now that he had success, Novak wanted to give back. He wanted to help others, just like others helped him. He looked at the children in Serbia who had dreams, just like he did when he was small. Some of them were good at sports. Some wanted to play tennis, but they had no money for rackets, shoes, or lessons. So Novak gave money to families. He helped build tennis courts. He gave young players a chance to train. He started programs to support children in poor areas. He said, "No child should lose a dream just because they are poor." People began to see that Novak was not just a great player. He was also a kind person, a person who cared, a person who wanted to make the world better. On the tennis court, Novak showed respect to everyone. He always shook hands with his opponent. If they made a good shot, he clapped. If he lost, he smiled and said, "Good game." He never shouted or acted angry. Fans noticed this. Even people who once cheered for Federer or Nadal started to like Novak. They saw that he had a good heart. He became a role model for young players around the world. Novak said, "Winning is not everything. You must win with respect. You must lose with respect." That is the true spirit of sports. He taught people that a real champion is not just someone who wins. A real champion is someone who stays humble, who works hard, and who helps others. And Novak did all of these things. Novak had already won many important tennis tournaments. He had won Grand Slams. He had beaten the best players in the world. He had fans in every country. Many people already called him one of the greatest players ever. But there was still one dream he had not reached. Novak had always wanted to win an Olympic gold medal for his country, Serbia. The Olympics are very special. They only happen once every 4 years. Athletes from all over the world come to play for their country. Not for money, not for trophies, but for national pride. Novak had tried before. He had played in several Olympics. He worked hard, played well, but never won gold. Sometimes he lost early, sometimes he came close. But the gold medal always stayed out of reach. Even though he had everything else, this one dream still lived in his heart. Then came the 2024 Olympics. Novak was now older. He had been playing tennis for many years. His body had gone through injuries. Just before the Olympics, he had knee surgery. Some people thought he would not play. Others thought he would lose early. But Novak did not listen to them. He told himself, "This might be my last chance. I must give it everything. I must play not just for myself, but for all of Serbia." He trained hard after his surgery. He worked to make his body strong again. He got back on the court with fire in his eyes. At the Olympics, he played match after match. He beat young, strong players. He stayed focused. He stayed calm. He showed everyone that he was not done yet. Then came the final match, the match for the gold medal. The stadium was full. Millions of people watched on TV. Novak walked onto the court. He felt proud. He felt ready. The match was long and hard. His opponent was strong. But Novak played with all his heart. Every point mattered. Every shot was important. And finally, he won. Novak fell to his knees. He looked up at the sky. Tears filled his eyes. He had done it. He had won the Olympic gold medal for Serbia. He held the medal in his hand. He kissed it. He waved to the crowd. He thought about his parents, his coach Yelena, and all the hard years. This was not just a win. It was the final piece of his journey. He said, "This gold is for my country, for every person who believed in me." After winning the Olympic gold medal, Novak Djokovic had achieved every dream he had as a young boy. He had won the biggest tennis tournaments. He had played against the greatest players in the world. He had become number one. And now, he had also won the highest honor for his country. But for Novak, the journey was never just about winning trophies. It was about being true to himself. It was about never giving up. It was about helping others. It was about showing respect, even when things were difficult. Novak always remembered where he came from. A small apartment in Belgrade, a country with few tennis courts, and parents who gave up everything for his dream. He never forgot the hunger, the fear, the hard choices. These memories made him stronger. They made him kinder. Even when Novak became rich and famous, he stayed humble. He smiled with fans. He signed autographs for kids. He spoke with love about his country. He used his success to build schools, sports centers, and tennis programs in Serbia. He gave back more than he received. Many young athletes look up to Novak today. They see not only a champion on the court, but a good human being. They see someone who worked hard every day, stayed focused, and never lost his kindness. He taught the world this lesson. It doesn't matter where you start. It matters how hard you try. With hope, love, and belief, anything is possible. Novak's story touched hearts across the globe. People from different countries, languages, and cultures began to cheer for him. Even fans who once supported other players started to admire Novak's spirit. He became known as a mental giant, a true sportsman, and a champion with a big heart. Even after his last match, Novak said, "My career was not only about tennis. It was about growing as a person. It was about helping others believe in their own dreams." The end, but also a beginning. Novak's story will live on, not just in the history books, but in the hearts of everyone who dares to dream, works hard, and keeps going no matter what.